Hello guys, today me and O7X will present 11 tips to improve your phone's performance during games.
Okay, thank you. You can leave now. I'll Paytm you your 50 bucks. So guys, the first tip is that you should always play on smooth and the highest FPS setting available in your game. You should turn off shadows and anti-aliasing and the autographic change setting. Close all background apps before playing the game and do not download any GFX or other form of game boosting tool from the App Store, as they are mostly fake and they can get you banned in your game. The second tip is that you should never charge while playing, as it heats up your phone and all gives pressure on the CPU and GPU. You should always charge before playing and do never play on power saving, as it bottlenecks your already very weak CPU and GPU. The third tip is that if you don't want to be disturbed during playing a game, you should put your phone on airplane mode and turn on the Wi-Fi to avoid receiving any STD call and messages. However, this does not apply for the services that use internet such as WhatsApp or Instagram. You'll still get those messages and calls. The fourth tip is to always clear your cache, occupied memory, and delete useless files and applications. Do not crowd your storage, as it slows down your phone even further, especially if you have an old phone. The fifth point is that if your phone has a gaming mode, check if it is set on the highest performance setting. The gaming mode can help you get slightly better performance without installing any third-party apps, and it can also show you your phone's vitals such as CPU and GPU temperatures. Now, if you want to seriously boost your phone's performance, there are a few tweaks you can do by going into developer options. To turn on developer options, you need to go to settings, into about phone, software info, and click the build number icon till developer mode has been activated. After you turn on developer mode, you can go into it and restrict background processes to 1 or 2 if you have a really old phone, or 3-4 if you have a mid-range or an old flagship such as the OnePlus 3T, Samsung S7 or the Pixel 2. Now the next tip is for all the people who want to be YouTubers but your phone is very old and you can't really record at the highest quality. My suggestion would be that you should record at maximum of 720p on 30 fps if you want a decent quality video and not sacrifice on performance too much. As a precursor, you can also clean your phone of cache and unwanted files just before recording each time you do so. Now the next tip involves going into developer options again. You can turn on do not keep activities, which shall reduce background processes and terminate every activity as soon as you leave the application. Now tip number 9 involves turning down all animation scales to 0 to reduce load on the GPU, which is already very weak. You should also turn on 4x MSAA in apps to reduce further load on the GPU. Now the next tip is very minor, but it does help increase performance a bit. Do not put a lot of widgets, applications or live wallpapers on your phone. Your CPU has to load that every time you start your phone, and it drains battery and decreases your performance in the long run. Now the last tip is very basic, but it shall help you in every game you play. I'll be referring to PUBG here, since that's all I play on my phone. Play consistently better, go for a low or medium sensitivity setting in games. Go for a three finger setup at most if you have a bad phone. Do not use wireless headphones to avoid sound latency. And that's all.